I'm a data scientist, and for the last couple of years, I've been working really closely with user researchers and designers, and I've observed huge benefits of combining our disciplines into one team. So today, I'd like to talk about why data science and UX methods should be in one team together. We'll go over some basics, we'll go over some background first of personalized UX, and then we'll go over the basics of data science. Then we'll have a 3-step guide on how you can combine UX and data science together on your next project. But first, let's get a little bit familiar with some some buzzwords. So put up your hand if you say data. Okay. Put up your hand if you say data. Okay. I'm going to switch between the two, and you're all going to have to deal with it. Okay, next one. What does the term AI stand for? Hands up if you think it's A. Hands up if you think it's B. Very good. Okay, last one. How much digital data is in big data? Hands up if you think it's A. Hands up if you think it's B. Hands up if you think it's C. Yeah, correct answer is C. At 1 terabyte, we already have quite a bit of data. So a survey done in 2018 found that 97% of industry-leading companies are investing in big data and AI initiatives. They're combining big data, AI algorithms, and computing power to accelerate the time to market of real-time services and new products. And that's because the world is just moving at a different pace. Companies are in a highly dynamic and personalized race to deliver on the most customer satisfaction. And data is fueling this race, and it's allowing businesses to have a competitive edge against each other. Personalized experiences work because it often holds a customer's attention for longer, so you get a chance to establish long-term loyalty with them. And in return, you get to understand these people on a deeper level. And as they change, you can change. And the products you build will make them feel like your product is their #1 choice. What's interesting to me about UX is that anybody that has human behavior data can design experiences. And behind big data and AI, companies are investing in data scientists to ultimately find insight in the massive amount of human behavior data to deliver on personalized experiences through AI. But it's not going all that smoothly. You see, 40% of businesses are also reporting that they aren't gaining the value from AI as they expected. And the fault isn't really in the AI technology or the big data. I think one of the reasons is because we're actually missing you, the UX researchers. A lot of data scientists are still in this purist mindset. They think that if they have all of this data in the world and AI to tell them some undiscoverable insight, then they don't really need anyone else to tell them what to do. But it's not enough. And a data science team doesn't have the skills to understand why customers have certain behaviors, or why do they not like this custom experience that we build just for them. UX researchers, though, are not off the hook. UX roles need to adapt within this data world. UX is becoming driven by AI technology and fueled by data. So shouldn't UX researchers be involved in shaping what these algorithms are doing, and also what data are we using? So the reason I believe that data and UX roles need to combine together is because we both have to adapt within this data world. What's missing in one role is the expertise in the other. UX teams that combine data science and UX research together will have a competitive edge, because you will be able to widen the scope of understanding of human behavior and discover insight that will keep pushing the products into the right direction. So data scientists are getting involved in rolling out experiences, but what do we do? Let's go over the basics. So the foundation of data science starts with statistics, computer science, and business or product knowledge. Our primary strength is being able to answer questions and predict outcomes using data. And yes, data scientists create artificial intelligence, but it doesn't mean that AI magically comes to exist out of thin air or that it's inherently evil. It's literally just another tool to deal with the data. And it takes a lot of good data and time to create it. One of the most impactful skills that a data scientist can bring to your UX team is a practical use of AI methods. AI is a field of computer science. And just like any other field, there's a lot of subfields. Machine learning is probably one of the most important subfields that you should be focusing on. And that's because a lot of the most popular and practical uses or methods that data scientists use are machine learning applications. So let's quickly go into what it is. Machine learning is a field of computer science that gives computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Computers can apply what they've learned from existing data to forecast future behaviors, outcomes, trends, and solve different tasks. For example, an algorithm can be trained with cat photos to recognize cats. The same algorithm can be trained with bicycle photos to recognize bicycles without changing a single line of code. Rather than recognizing cats, which is a very serious, realistic example, you can apply these algorithms to learn from behavior data. For example, let's imagine that we're trying to improve the online shopping experience. We can use actions that people took on the online shop to predict what their next action might be. And we can predict this for a single customer or millions of customers. So a data scientist is somebody that is really resourceful when deriving insight from large data sets. Okay. They use machine learning applications to answer questions about people who are using the product. And they can translate complex data insight into human understandable output. Our biggest weakness, though, is that we're not really good at answering the why. We can answer the what, the how, when, where, kind of the who, but not the why. And I think that's okay, because if we have the same focus of improving the product experience, just as UX researchers do, then hopefully the why can be answered within UX methods. So now that you're pretty much obsessed with data science as much as I am, let's talk about how we can work together in one team. There are 3 points that will help you get started with having a data scientist on your UX team. We'll cover the team focus, the data science methods that mix well with UX methods, and how we can deliver on insight. The first one is to have the same focus from the start. At the beginning, each role will easily get carried away and start daydreaming away from each other's reality. So you need to make sure that everybody starts from the same page. Generally speaking, data scientists operate in 2 mindsets. We have a discovery and a building one. In both mindsets, we are solving problems with data, but in the discovery mindset, we're testing the limits of the data that we currently have. We're also trying to establish an understanding of the holistic picture of what the customer interaction is within the product space. And we also try and make predictions on what the future customer needs will be and make recommendations on making those changes. Our other mindset is to build. What aspects of the product are mundane tasks that could be automated? We build data products that could be served back to the customer or used internally. And these data products are using AI to try and solve the hard tasks or help simplify a lot of complex tasks. So when you come together as a UX team, make sure that everybody is in the right mindset. Data scientists are problem solvers, so we might come to this meeting with a solution-focused mindset instead of a problem-focused one. A way to bring everybody together is to define a problem space or generate a hypothesis to test. My other tip is to visualize things as much as possible. Miscommunication can happen at any time, anywhere, for everybody. And it's a hidden thing that can quickly derail conversations or even hours of work. So visualizing things will avoid that because it will start to bring a focus to the conversations, and it will naturally build a common language across the disciplines. So write up a use case on the whiteboard, draw a user flow, visualize the work that you're doing because it's going to help others understand the value of that work and how they can add to it. You'll find the opportunities within the plan. So we've got our one focus, which is great, but everybody will start to run away from each other again and find their own comfortable spaces and work within their own methods. How do we find those points of collaboration and avoid misaligned expectations? A way to do this is to create a team research plan. It should outline the high-level steps in the methods that will be used to answer the research question. Within the research plan, you'll start to find opportunities to mix data science and UX methods together. Some of our methods can be done at the same time in parallel, and others will be done in series, like one after another. So in the discovery phase, a lot of our data science and UX methods can be done at the same time. Let's go back to our online shopping example. As a UX researcher, you might start off by creating personas to learn about the different types of customers that are shopping on our store. Imagine if you could do this on a quantitative level across all of our customers. Now that you have a data scientist, we can do that. Using a clustering algorithm, I can aggregate the data points of similarity into groups. We might use behavior data, like the number of products that they've used and the time spent on each page as our input data. We don't know what the groups are, but that's the job of the clustering algorithm. It presents back groups of similarity based on the data. So if you're hoping to have to group the customers into 4 personas, we could do the same with a clustering algorithm by specifying 4 groups of similarity. From this analysis, we can find patterns of behavior that might differ from the 4 groups and compare the insight with the qualitative research. In the validation stage of a project, we might stagger our methods to follow one after another. So I might be interested in learning about the behavior traits that lead to a customer completing a purchase order. In particular, we want to know if there's any differences in the persona types of the people that are going to purchase for the first time versus people that have purchased in the past. The way that I answer questions like this is using a decision tree algorithm. This algorithm is a machine learning application, and it tries to accurately predict which customers will complete their purchase order and what factors have influenced that choice. Using billions of web clicks, page views, durations of the visit as our input data, the algorithm will use this data to make a decision tree. The nodes might represent different sections of the shop. Each branch represents a customer decision, and the ending box might represent an end state of a journey, like a purchase. The action at the root of the tree or at the top of the decision tree might be the most impactful action in the whole purchase journey. Let's imagine that it's clicking the promotional banner on the first page. What's missing here, though, is they don't really know why that might be the most important interaction, or why one group of people would decide to click on that banner and another group wouldn't. If we personalize this banner to each customer, is it going to increase the likelihood of them completing their purchase journey? I don't really know, but at this point, it would be a great opportunity for you to do a usability test and understand how the different personas shop at our store, and possibly dig into the motivations behind the differences in behavior that was discovered in the decision tree analysis. What's cool about data science methods is that once we are able to quantify a certain behavior, We can deliver on a specific personalized experience for that group of people, or study their behavior to learn more about the product. The key point to mixing our methods together is to try and apply our methods to the same group of people, if it's possible. Outlining data science and UX methods in a research plan can help everybody to stay focused on the same thing and document the outcomes from each method. So the last point is combining our perspectives and insights. So we've done a bunch of research, and it looks ridiculous up here. So we've done a piece of research, and we need to start thinking about who's going to actually read it. It's unlikely that they would want to read a qual and a quant perspective. So we need to try and combine our research together as much as possible. And don't underestimate this. It's a pretty hard thing to do, but it's honestly triple the reward. We would have answered the problem using qualitative and quantitative data. And we built a structured argument for solving problems or building new products. Here we want to go back to our research plan as a guide on how to combine our insight together. Focus on answering the research question. Then combine the insight in a similar way as we've combined our data science and UX methods. Try to also add elements of storytelling or visualization to your reports and presentations. It will really help stakeholders make the connection on what the most actionable points are in our research. This exercise will also highlight the differences between our disciplines. Not everything has to be 100% aligned, and we should make room for these differences, especially if the ideas contribute to answering the research question. For the data sciences, we have that other building mindset, so we might want to propose a data-driven solution to solve the problem. After all of this, the team is really in the ultimate position to know what problems are really worth solving and what changes can be made to improve the product experience. So when we come together as a team, remember to start from the same page by having a single research focus. Visualize everything. Visualize the complex data relationships, visualize the insight. It's going to help you build a common language across the disciplines. Write a research plan. It will help you find those opportunities to collaborate and learn from the different analysis methods. Find a team flow with mixing methods that can be done at the same time or one after another. And remember, what's missing in one role is the expertise in the other. So the world is just moving at a different pace. And we both have to adapt within this data world. AI products or experiences that are powered by AI will become so normal, I don't think that we'll even talk about the whole concept as much as we did in this past decade. And it's quite scary because if these products are not built with a human-centric approach from the start, but are just built for the sake of dealing with all of this big data, then these products will either turn out to be a disappointment or a pure creation of evil. Neither of those two things are worth focusing on. But I think we can avoid this. If the teams are empathetic and has diversity of backgrounds, disciplines, perspectives, the next evolution of UX teams will be to combine data science and UX team together. Because all of you should be there to understand how this technology works, and together we can create products that contribute to humanity rather than take away from it. Thank you for listening, and happy data creation.